Good morning. It is a beautiful day here, and I thought, well, we didn't need to actually wait until it's absolutely on the spot with the 8 o'clock, did we? There's people who are joining, so good morning to you, Kerry Ann, and we've got Michaela as well. Good morning. Just because the timer says there was a few seconds left, So we're here for the daily Lenormand card spread reading, and I'm Rosboundy, psychic medium, in that position of being able to do this because of the wonderful technology. So lovely, and thank you to those who are here, as well as those who might be watching in the replay. It is going out to my YouTube channel, the Facebook profile page, and mytimetv.live on Facebook, Twitch and Twitter. So if you are on the personal profile in the Facebook, though, be aware that the comments, as I can bring them up like this, for the profile page, I don't get to see them and can't do that. So if you go over to the @rosboundy or to the My Time TV, then I can see them and put them up. But if you don't care about having them shown on the screen, it doesn't matter, does it? So we're going to pop over to the cards now. I have got some laid out, and let's have a look at them. Oh, first of all, too, tap into your psychic senses and your spiritual guidance. Get them connected. So good morning. Oh, that's the stream elements. That's something I still haven't figured out how to turn off. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning. Hope those puppies are doing good. Now, here we go. There's the cards. We've got them here now. And as you can see, they're the Rana George Lenormand deck here. With this is the box that they come in, and this is the back of the cards. Because for some reason I needed to put them out, I sort of figured, well, I'm probably going to be flipping another extra or two, maybe. And here's our owl card. If I can get it, pick it up. I'm at a bit of a different angle for it today. Those who fly solo have the strongest wings. And I think, well, we each do individually fly solo, even if we are within the flock. And it's a beautiful image of that owl there. Very pensive looking, isn't it? And wise, as usual. I do love the owl cards. And that's why I probably mentioned, even though we're flying solo individually, we are responsible for our own self and what we have as our doing and our being as well. So, but within that, birds do flock together. We've got here the fish right next to it that do school at times. So it's probably why I made that connection. We've got an interesting little spread. Now, I'm still not sure how I'm reading this because it was this patterning. I fiddled with it, and this is where it needed to sit for some reason. It needed to have this on the angle, odd angles. There's just something that, Spirit, I'm feeling is telling me in the sense of we're not always in that perfect grid, the perfect geometry, although in a sense it is in its skewedness, a perfect geometry for whatever is happening today. So maybe there is going to be those moments where we're not really in its, look, the words are hard to find, and I suppose that's part of it too. It's not always going to be easy flowing, even when we've got the fish here. Fish is an abundance card, so it's bringing in a lot of what are our intentions with it too, as far as our day, whatever we're choosing to do in our days, what I'm feeling, because we've got the snake, we've got the stork, we've got the lilies. There's a peace and calmness here. There's water in 3 of them, so there's going to be some form of a flow of the energy in our day today. The lilies do maintain a stability because it goes back to pretty much some of that is the longevity of our ancients, of our ancestors, that form of continuity, and it's bringing it in that peacefulness of what is a long family history, I suppose, in some sense as well. But you see the beauty on the top of what is the water when you're seeing lilies, and yet all of that action is happening underneath. as far as the roots going into, well, does it go into ground or do they float? How do they work? It's all part of what is the natural realm for the lilies, and yet we only see the surface of that. So it's like we only see the surface of what our work is doing on that upper level of our consciousness, but underneath it, we've got more going on because there is the interaction with others, always in relationship. We're never in a relationship with just and only ourselves. We influence by our very energy of being present here in this world, others around us, whether it is the animals or whether it is our other fellow beings, as in human beings. We're bringing it all together in one form or another. The stalk bringing change and new things into the scene, and having a bit of a reflection on what the water, what do you see through the water, having a bit of a reflection on what has come from past, but moving it into that change towards what's next, what can we interact with to be that is the future here. And well, with the snake, it's a bit of a wariness because you don't always know when a snake is around, do we? And good morning, Tracy. Lovely to have you here too. So as I'm feeling, I'm still trying to sense and feel into what has Spirit got for us today. And what I did do as I was laying out the cards and putting the rest of the deck is here. That's all of what is contained in the box. This is an empty box. I also left out the guidebook because what I felt was being suggested was to actually bring forward the meanings of these, each individually, using the guidebook. Now, most of you know I'm really not into doing the card readings from a guidebook. I haven't done it for years. You can see it is like some of the other decks I've bought, the newer decks. The guidebooks are left, not used. And I thought I did it with the fairy tale one very recently. I read the meanings of each card from the guidebook because the fairy tales have a different story behind why the story itself was created. And I thought, well, with this one, it is a different style of card, and there are stories that the authors write concerning each individual card. And for some reason, I just need to actually bring it to our attention in a more detailed way for each of these cards this morning. So where I'm going to start is highlighting with a big zoom in on each card and read from the guidebook. Now, I'm starting, as you can tell, on the lilies. For some reason, that's the one I need to be starting on, card 30. And there we have it. We've got the lilies there. I know this is a fairly small book, guidance book, as far as the explanations give more an example of what it means in a reading. So I'm just going to read the little bit that's under the title. So it's lilies in an exquisite blue Mediterranean tile planter. So that's a planter. There you go. And I always thought that was water. See what the guidebook might bring us, just different understandings of what their depictions are, isn't it? The artwork. And good morning, Shaz. And I knew I could do this for some reason because we've got a little bit more time, I suppose, on a Saturday morning. I'm not at work anyway, put it that way. So that's actually a planter, and it's a group of heavenly, delicate white lilies, and they're shown swaying gracefully in a light, cool breeze. Now, there is a few little verses here as well. Have patience. All things are difficult before they become easy. And that's Sadi. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. And that's from Jean-Jacques Rousseau. And every breath we take, every step we make can be filled with peace, joy, and serenity. And this one I don't know how to pronounce. Thich Nhat Hanh. I'm probably mashing their pronunciations of the words, but 3 beautiful little quotes. But when you see the lilies pop up, who's the author of this one is Rana George. So when she sees the lilies pop up, she feels a stretch of time. So either something needs time or a situation needing lots of patience and wisdom in dealing with it. So the lilies also talk about our aunts, uncles, grandparents. That's the traditional meaning of lilies that I understand. And people we revere and respect for expertise, knowledge, or skill. So there could be that influence popping into our day of those people. So depending on the context, the lilies card can also be expressing the feelings of serenity and contentment. So they certainly feel serene to me, and that still feels to me like water. So for me, it is still the lilies in the water on a pond, and it really is tapping us back into what is our ancestry and those who we have a great deal of respect for. And, that contentment. It's maturity, mastery, respect, honesty, and a purity card. So it's a little bit extra to what we would normally understand for the lilies from the Lenormand, from the Gilded Breviary deck that I usually use in weekdays. I am going backwards, I suppose. I mean, to me, moving left is just looking a bit more at the past. So there is a bit more of a connection here with the lilies and into our ancestry. And we're looking at card 17 being the stork. So flying high with his wings spread across the sky, this splendid stork is crossing a large body of water and vast land to his new direction. So it's definitely that indication of change. So maybe you've just gone through a recent change, or for this morning, there's going to be something that's changing up and shifting you into something new that is connected with, having that help from what is the ancestry. And we'll look at what the snake's bringing to us in a minute. So it's positive changes are on the horizon. So it's what the stork brings to any reading. It indicates there's all sorts of improvements, upgrades, advancement, progress, promotion, recovery, all sorts of things. So really feeling into what does it feel like for you in your day to day that's going to be progressing and changing for you. I am going down to the snake. I have no rhyme or reason in why I'm going anti-clockwise from here, but obviously it's something that could be in an undoing to fix something that might have been needing to, not fixed, learning from or relearning in a different way is what I'm feeling. And card 7 being the snake, I don't see the negatives, as you know. I feel that if we're always focusing on our positives, it's the best way to move forward. And with a snake, it's on the move. It's a green and brown snake, slithers towards a fixed goal, so it appears ready to attack its prey. I've seen better depiction, pictures of snakes ready to attack. The cobra that we have I think that was the fairy tale deck. One of them does. Anyway, this snake, it's progressing forward to its goal. So should treat the snake when it comes up in a reading as if you've just opened your closet and found a hidden snake in it. You will be startled no matter if it's venomous or not. The snake talks about trouble, envy, deceit, betrayal, jealousy, and sometimes something that's going to bite you. But you're going to be able to be prepared for those moments now that you've had the mini warning from the snake card. It's just be ready for the surprise. And it's not always things that are going to be negative. It's having that awareness of the possibilities. So don't, I'm not feeling the don't. It's being open to some of those surprises and understanding and putting it in context of what might be there for you today in a surprising way. In other contexts, it describes something bending, winding, coiling, U-turn. So it could just be changing direction. We're having change, and it could be just doing a complete U-turn and shifting the energy in a different way, making it where snakes are very flexible. So maybe it is in that context of flexibility here for your day to day. And then we're going to read this, that is the fish. Right there in the center. Now, fish is definitely an abundance card. let's see what this deck suggests around the fish. And it's feel the exuberance of the happy, happy, colourful fish splashing with unrestrained freedom in the beautiful Mediterranean waters, because this deck is definitely set around the Mediterranean and more specifically around Lebanon and that style of artistry, because that is what I do know, that's part of what the initial introduction to the style of the deck is. And good. I just realised, Shaz. Oh, good morning, Shaz. Yes, you're over on YouTube. Michelle, good morning to you too in Facebook. And Shaz, you had a very vivid dream a couple of nights ago about a snake. Yeah, very interesting how our messages come through with dreams too. And you like the fish card. I do like the fish card at any point in time, and it doesn't matter what deck. I like the fish card. It always seems to be so happy and positive, and this is exuberant, and they're playful. They're almost jumping around in the waves and having fun. So in this one, we've got the fish is freedom, independence, flexibility, a sense of laissez-faire and free flow. So it can also be talking about plenty, bounty, abundance, and a lot of something, depending on the cards close to it. Well, we're going to have a lot of connection with others, I'm feeling today, especially with the factor it could be that internal connection of self and those who are our ancestry, even, more especially those who are on the other side. So here we go. The fish is bringing that in plentiful supply. And in a literal way, the fish can be your bar or your drinking habits too, things that we're taking in. And for Rana, the fish is her let go card. So let things happen as they will. And what I'm sensing with this too, in the context of the 4 cards together, let me get them so that they're all easily seen, just placing it that way. So the 4 cards together here from Rana's deck, it does feel like we're going to be in that beautiful flow of change, connecting with what has been before though, but so that we can fully express ourselves in that joyfulness and in the abundance of what we're intending for our day moving further forward. So really bring up, oh goodness, I've just seen a comment in my YouTube with the stream elements, with that awareness of the being wary of the snake. Obviously I was meant to talk about that one just then. So because there's the surprise here I've got here, we're about to do the spinner for the competition. I haven't got a spinner competition happening at the moment. So obviously this has been set up somehow, somewhere in wherever Stream Elements is. I'm going to have to find out how to turn it off or change it up a little bit. And, oh, you couldn't see me live on my Facebook. Hang on. Which page were you looking at, Shaz? Because I'm actually in my... I'm definitely, it's saying I'm live in my Facebook profile. So whether you're not getting notifications, I don't know. It's showing up on my iPad as that I'm live, including my avatar. It has the ring circle around it with live underneath it. So I don't know. Is anyone else having trouble with seeing that I'm live? I won't know because they won't know to come on. That's all right. Oh, perfectly okay. Right. So actually, it would be interesting for anyone who is actually on Twitter, who is does the Twitter stuff. I'm supposed to be live there in the Twitter and the Twitch. I don't go over to those pages in the background because I find it just goes too fast. I wonder if I can actually do it while I'm talking with you, though. That'd be interesting. Let's have a little bit of an experiment since I've got time this morning. I don't know how to find my home page. This is why I don't do it. I don't know how to find my home profile page thingy with Twitter. It's all, I think I just hit the right button. Yeah, it's saying I'm live. There you go. Yeah, and interesting. That Shaz there, that's a curiosity, isn't it? Now, so I got up to summarising. How would you yourselves actually summarise these as 4 cards? For what is it feeling like it's meaning for you? I've got to straighten that up. That's just me. So what I'm going to do just for this one, and I knew there was a reason why I needed to keep the other cards out, because I'm just taking the top one from the other cards that was on that little stack, and I'm going to place that over the 4, connecting each of them. And that is the Sun card. The Sun really is that ultimate of bringing the light forward, shining the light on what we're doing today. So it does, look, have your awareness really open to it today. I'm just looking up the Sun card in this guidebook. It's an intense sun appears like a suspended disc from the heavens, radiating light and warmth while spreading power and energy. So this sun is shining vividly and brightly in the sky, illuminating our world and our lives. So it really is reinforcing these other 4 cards in our day today to bring it all to the light. And even that might seem like it's subtle and hidden away, once we open that door or move forward and, sometimes nearly tread on a snake in the grass type of thing, we are having things revealed to us into that bright, beautiful light, playfully spending our time shining it forward to others as well. So wonderful message there, I think. So thank you for being here with me this morning for, yes, it's been a little bit of an extended time with the cards this morning, but I felt that it was needed today. So take what you've gathered for yourself as the message from these cards, take it internally, then, feel into it, and then spread it out and shine your light like the sun is indicating for us today. Have that playful way of seeing what is the bigger picture for you in your life as well. I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here with me. And dearie me, looks like we've got a troll, or whatever you call them, spammer. Here we go, Michaela. Thank you so much for that loving energy, and especially thank you, Sarah, for your beautiful blessing as well. Have a wonderful day with love and joy to each and every one of you. And Kerry Ann, thank you. You enjoyed the way I did that. Oh, thank you. It was just, look, we do sometimes need to go outside of our normal box, don't we? And instead of being the habit, take it that somewhere else. Thank you for that, Kerry Ann. And just for each and every one of you, take in what it means for you in whatever way you need to be receiving the messages from this type of guidance. And look, keep being the best you. Thank you. Until tomorrow. Namaste until then. Bye.